do it.
Okay, we are live again.
Are we live?
We're live. North Kinder Podcast.
We're live as
for
of
the
today,
for these four of us. Anyways, we're live. Welcome to the North Kinder Podcast. North Kinder Media Podcast. We're excited to have you here. We have our amazing friends, Hoy and Lance from Hoy Tattoo, and let's go.
You did it! That was good. Turn the music up.
I want to get that clap in there and then we're good. Okay. All right, let's just get right into it. All right.
So, Hoy, I first met you, how many years ago was it now?
My phone's there, but I want to say at least 7, if not
It's at least 7.
at least 7 years.
Oh, wow.
And I think this is the first time I'm meeting Derek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your first time meeting
Lance,
Lance
yeah.
with the husband.
I knew what you did, and I knew
Yeah.
that you worked together.
I used to be out, like I was saying, Lance, I would be outside the other location, just waiting for you to come out of
Yeah.
your appointment and circling the block and
I've
And I'm like,
always
trust
eating
me,
in the
it's worth
hotel,
it.
and then
I'm like, no.
I always giggled because like you're 3 hours away from us.
Yeah.
So I think I met you first through one of our through Aurora.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
funny thing is, I think all the husbands are always wondering like, who are you driving to come see? And is it really a girl? Like, what are you doing down here?
Yeah.
Oh, no. When we know when you find something good, it's just like, no, this has to happen. It's like
Yeah.
this every, year and a half, and we commit.
Gotta go with the best.
No, he knows. He knows.
Yep, it's all good.
Okay, so I guess our question is like, how did you get started in this field? Like both of you, actually.
Well, I actually always was in beauty, but taking it back a little bit, I actually came from a finance background when it came to schooling. Life kind of had other plans for our family, so I wasn't able to finish, and I stepped out of school that last year. But I had already been doing my makeup diploma because I knew when I got into that first finance class, I'm like, what am I doing here? I don't love it, and you just have that gut feeling, right?
Yeah.
So of course, being Asian, you're like, just finish it. But I think as things got louder, I'm like, no, beauty was always where it was. So 2008, right, was when I started in beauty. And then 2014 was when I actually stepped into the cosmetic tattooing side. So
Wow.
everything's been an extension, and then we evolved into education and now into the laser aesthetics. But Lance, you came in at a very kind of crucial time too. I think it was year 1.5 or 2 years when I was starting to really blow up. And 2014 was kind of that like up and down with oil and gas, but I'll let you take over on this
Were
part.
you together already?
Oh yeah, we're together already.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were in beauty as well?
Yeah. Now I am. But we've been together now 15 years. Year and a half married.
Nice.
Anniversary's tomorrow actually.
Amazing.
So that's
Okay,
exciting on the
let's go.
23rd. Easy for me to remember because we had it on my birthday actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a good tactic, you know.
I don't know. I'm like, it could go one of go both ways, just like I
Nice
told
soup
you.
bowl of tea I got going on here. You're like, what is she drinking? It's
Yeah.
tea, but it's fantastic. That's okay.
But yeah, we had a plan because it was we were waiting for you to get laid off. That's really what we
Yeah,
were.
'cause
Oh, wow.
I wanted to collect that severance, so definitely waiting it out in the trenches. When I first got word, I was like, well, what am I going to do with myself now? 10 years in this industry, it was like kind of scary to branch out anywhere else. But she's like, oh, give cosmetic tattoo a try. So I was like, oh, why not? Sent me off to Vancouver. I did like a 10-day program, came back and got busy with that, and then assisted with her with all the backend
Yeah.
essentially.
I don't think he ever imagined being in it for this long because it's 8
Yeah.
years in now, and we have evolved as people, as partners. Like I don't think we ever thought we would work together.
No.
And of course, you guys probably know there's its own challenges when you start working together. I think people always ask, like, how'd you get to this point where both of you guys? But would I do it any other way? No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because then we talked about this on the last podcast we had. Then you're all going in the same direction, right? Because sometimes you hear those stories about, the husband that maybe has a career that's really, he's gone all the time and the wife's stuck at home, or vice versa, where the wife is out traveling and doing things, and then there's just disjointed
Well, and I think
relationship.
there can be some resentment too. Like you're
Yeah.
going and living your dream and doing your life.
Yeah.
It may not even be a dream, just that like you get to go and do something.
Yeah.
But for us to do something together, I think.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah, it's
I
not
think we all,
perfect,
even like at different stages, there were different moments where we realized, oh, like we have to kind of come back and recalibrate. And that's kind of exactly what we've been doing in this last year, because we had a lot of change. And I've seen you guys have a lot of change as well. And sometimes you have to know that you're still on the same page, because sometimes I think along the way, even though you're on the same road, one goes this way, one goes this way, and then you kind of forget. And then you're still doing it for each other. But then that's where the resentment kind of comes a little bit too. You're like, well, I'm doing this part. I'm doing this part. We're still figuring it out.
Well, that's it. And at least like if you can communicate and talk about those things, that's the good part. But I have to ask too, this isn't actually one of my planned questions, but were you both artistic? Because for me to be like, oh, I'm just going to go and take a tattoo class and I'm going to be able to do this. Like that just would not be in my skill set at all.
So I would say yes for myself for sure. I think when I found I think a grade 4 or something, when you had to do your coat of arms, what you wanted to be when you're later, I think it was always, there was dancing on there, there was art on there. And those were the two that I remembered. So I've always loved drawing, painting, all of that. Everything has been an extension, I feel like, of artistry. Just got a little bit more permanent. And now I'm in a space where I can share this so other people can do it too. But through educating, do I think you need to be artistic and came from that? I personally don't think so.
Right.
I've seen people who weren't and are harder working, and I've seen people who are naturally artistic that get frustrated easily. So I think you don't have to come from it, but I did personally, and I always loved it.
I would say you'd have to be a detail or train yourself to be, meticulous, detailed, and slow down. I think sometimes the artist kind of person, or for me it is, you kind of have a tendency to sometimes just want to go from thing to thing, 30,000 feet, let's go, right? Yeah. And not sit there and be like, okay, this is what I'm doing right now, and I'm not doing anything else for 2 hours. So, no, that's interesting. That's very
Is
interesting.
that the same for you, Lance?
I came from an artistic background as well. My Aunt Isabel is a famous painter, and she resides in Edmonton, but now deceased. But she actually has a few paintings in the palace over in the UK.
Wow.
So
That's impressive.
What's her name?
Isabel.
Isabella.
Isabel Johnston.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
But
so cool.
with myself, I was always drawing, painting, and so forth. But I didn't get that support from the family. It was always like, you're going to be a starving artist.
Yeah.
So I never had the courage to fully carry on with that. So it was like typical Asian mom was like, you got to be a doctor, you got to be this, right? High-ranking position. But that was just me kind of, I guess, no, I'm going to do my own thing, and eventually found myself through oil and gas, unfortunately, for a little bit.
Derek's still in it, so
Yeah.
we can all cry
Well,
together
it's
later.
funny.
Yeah.
It's like when if you're going to be in Edmonton and Calgary, you're probably going to be in that industry, right? For the most part, right? It's such a big part of it, and it's like, that's why I always say, if our kids want to do something else, it's like it's a good idea just to at least go to that place where that industry is, or if you want to be in music, you go to Nashville. Anyways, we've had that kind of conversation about.
That's a big conversation.
That's a big.
And that's it kind of triggered me, because we're thinking too, we love where we are as well, but we're at the season where we realize we could slightly be wherever we want to, and the things that we do enjoy, let's say fashion and music, it's just not here, even doing all the creative stuff, it just doesn't happen here. You really have to try hard to make it happen.
Yeah.
So I agree too, you kind of just have to travel to places to get experiences, and if it means bringing it back so you can elevate your business and experience, that's great too. And if you can find success elsewhere too, I think that's great, but you have to make that jump and leap to travel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. No, it's a huge part of it. We call it, or I call it,
You call it.
getting it in your atmosphere in a way, right? Too, when you go and get to the place where that thing is happening, or when you get around people are doing what you want to be doing, all that stuff. There's something about getting into the physical place where that is. Not even just online or whatever, but actually going there and experiencing that and getting that in. I don't,
Well, you guys drove with your whole family to come so we could do this in person,
Yeah.
versus before it's so easy just to be like, oh, let's just do it from home. So
Yeah.
what has been do you guys like doing it in person? Is it always going to be in person with your podcasting?
No, we talked about that. We're like, 'cause we have some great friends in the States and all these different places, and I'm like, well,
How
at some
are
point
we ever
it's
gonna get there?
it's going to be hard, right? Unless it becomes a full-time thing, because you'd have to travel quite a bit to get to everyone. So some of them will be Zoom, But as much as we can locally.
We're gonna do in person. I
In
like
person, we
to
love
meet
it.
face to face,
Yeah.
and I think that there's something
There's magic.
special.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Always.
connection, right?
Yeah.
The networking, the whole thing, because everybody's kind of, sometimes you can feel like you're on your own, just out there in your own land, doing your own little thing. But when it's so helpful to business, it's open to, I think, your well-being, to be connected with people, right?
Yeah, not to feel so
Yeah.
alone. Like when me and you're in appointments, I feel like we're like, we just need every time we're like, we need to make time, but we're 3-4 hours
Yeah.
apart. You've
Yeah.
got a whole different life.
I'll
I
make
have a
time
whole
for you
different life.
anytime, trust me.
But it's just like we realize like how much common there is, even though we're in completely separate industries, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people knew you were a teacher, right?
No.
Before you came into all
I
of
think I hide that. I'm like, shh, don't tell anybody.
but why?
Yeah.
But like, when did you hit that moment where you felt like I need a shift? Like, when was it for
I
you?
always felt like that. Even I tell my students, they're like, "Oh, how did you know you wanted to be a teacher?" And I'm like, "Well, I'll probably only be a teacher for a couple more years." And they're like, "Oh, what do you mean? Like, we're not your most favorite thing ever?" And I was like, "No, I'll probably start my own business or do something like that." But when I came out of high school, like that, the opportunities weren't there like they are now. Like how you can just start a website, how you
Yeah.
can use AI, how you can like social media. Like there was no Instagram or anything. Like it's just not,
Yeah.
the landscape is not how it is now. And I think that's when I transitioned and I was like, okay, there is actually something I could do. And Derek, I mean, he was independent for a little bit, doing like guitar sales and selling that. Well, I was working full time, and so we had that experience, and then
The recording studio.
and a recording recording studio. That was
Advertisement.
massive. That was
Yeah.
so good. I had a stay-at-home husband. I'd be like, Derek,
That
make
was
me
pretty good.
breakfast.
I would get
I'd
up,
go to work,
do
he'd
a
make
thing,
my breakfast.
which I like doing anyways.
Yeah.
And then she'd go to work, I'd go to the studio,
Yeah.
and then I'd come back a little later, and it was like, it was fun times.
It was a
Yeah.
good
cool.
time in our
Yeah,
life.
it was good times.
I think I was just like waiting for the right moment. I don't know if there was, but the desire was always there. So that's the thing. So it's not like, it wasn't like being a teacher. I'm like, this is amazing. This is what I've always wanted to do. Like, no, this is what I'm doing for now, and it had a lot of value. But
And
Yeah.
it's like a season
Yeah,
of your
totally.
life. Yeah.
And I know that sounds cliche, but it was. Yeah. It was good character building time. High school students,
Yeah.
they're mostly good for everybody watching.
Yeah.
I
The
think
ones that are
kids
good are
get a
good.
bad rap, and it's again just like anything. It's like that 5%. They get all the media and all the publicity. Overall, kids are fantastic.
They were
but
great, yeah.
It's good. Like you can't always react how you would react to someone else because you're like you're a developing brain. Yeah, and I wanna.
No, let's not pass on my
should-
trauma to you.
I'm just gonna. Sometimes it was funny. I didn't mean to dive into this, but like they would make me so mad, or they would say something so funny, and I'm like, I can't laugh at this joke because it's inappropriate, and I would just turn around and like face the board and be like, that was a word.
But you were a young teacher too, right? Like
Yeah.
you were relatively young.
Yeah.
Did you find that like was a hard dynamic as well with your students? You were probably the
I
hot
don't
teacher.
Oh, I don't know.
You had some stalkers.
Oh, that's okay. Okay, but let's
It ended well.
let's get back.
No, this is one question I did want to ask though, is how did you become like one of the top 1% in your field, and how that led to, speaking all over the world? Like that's something I think is very interesting, because a lot of people don't become top
Like
1%,
that expert,
right?
yeah.
So what do you think took you to the top, or what was the one thing, do you think?
Well, thank you so much. I
Yeah.
don't think anyone's described me that way, and
You are, boy, like you are. It's incredible.
but thank
You've
you.
done.
We
Thank
drive
you.
3 hours to come.
Yeah.
6
Tell
hours.
Derek to shut up. Get my eyebrows.
Yeah, let's go. Get the truck.
So I would say at the beginning, I wouldn't say this is what I chose. Beauty was what I chose. Tattooing was something I felt like I could do this. I fell into it. It blew up really quickly because of the time and economy. But I think the one thing that my mom definitely told me was get known for your one thing as well, and then people will come to you for everything. And that was something that Tony
good advice.
Robbins also repeated as well, and
Yeah.
that really connected me. But I don't think I had that intention. But everything, I did want to be really, really good at what I was doing, and I wanted to. I remember saying like, if I could charge $600 for an appointment, which was like the top that I thought I would be at, now I'm double that, which is insane.
Yeah.
I think being honest in the journey I've been honest with, let's say you've had your brows done for 7 years. We talk openly about how the pigments, let's say, change.
Yeah.
I think I've been honest with where the industry was at, and when things started happening, instead of making up excuses or, you know, even like being like, okay, I can't do this anymore, we really had to actually dive deep to figure out what. Because he asked me at one point, looking at the industry and how the brows were changing, he sat me down, he's like, are we going to be able to do this for a while? So I think also not giving up. My mom also reminded me that every career has a plateau, and maybe multiple plateaus where you might get misled to feel like, oh, I don't love this anymore.
Yeah.
But maybe it's you have to change the way you're doing it too. But I feel like I've always loved people. I cared about the experience. I knew the art was what got me there first, but that might not sustain in the long run. I think knowing how to curate a wow experience, which is something that people look forward to, it's universal, as in I get clients from all walks of life. When I got into marketing, people were like, well, you have to pick very specific clients to market to. I'm like, I don't feel like that's how my business is gonna grow. You guys appreciate the way maybe I bring on services, and you guys know that I really do my research before I actually launch anything else too. So I think also just really caring about the person and having a real relationship, and you're not just a number, right?
Totally.
You're not just a number walking through the door, and it's very easy. You know, I've been thrown off my path where kind of money was like a main driver for a long time, until you realize, no, it's like I have to feel good in here. The rest is kind of, it will come when you try really hard.
It's keeping the human in a heavy digital era, right? Because everyone wants to do the easier step, which is monetize faster, get that money in that bank account, but without that human element, I feel these days, where moments like this, us sitting down and getting to know each other on a personal level to add further value, where the younger generation, I feel, is like, okay, how can I become a millionaire just that much faster?
Right.
And they're not thinking about the human element because they're always just on a screen. So,
And like we really started thinking about even like sustainability and like long-term wellness. So I think also I haven't been afraid to kind of share my journey, and I think a lot of the times like we want to like build this thing up before we want to tell
Like,
the world,
gatekeep
like
it,
let's, you know, like I want to reach a certain level before I share it to the world. But I think like transparency and like letting people know that you're not just a business as well, and that we're human, I think that's probably the one thing now that's more important. The skill and artistry has to, of course, like be kept up. That's gonna forever. But I also think that like you have to let people into the business a little bit, and they see that part of you.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense because, you know, relationships, I mean, again, you know, it's always said in, you know, some of these business classes or marketing, you know, most of your business is from 90% of your business is from 10% of your clients, right? There is definitely a huge part to that relationship. If you're just kind of shooting people through the door and always having new people come instead of relationship and repeat business, you're spending all that time trying to bring new people in, and you're not, you know. So even just from a business standpoint, that totally makes sense.
Yeah,
But
and I think sharing your craft authentically, I think I've, you know, taught a lot as well, and have spoke on a lot of different stages too. But I also realized like, oh, I've been in classes where I didn't feel like the trainer was giving me everything because they didn't want me to have everything. And you can't take anything from anyone. That's the reality of it, right? Your
Absolutely.
craft is your energy, and like you still have to put in the work to get somewhere.
Yeah.
But I feel like whenever I teach, I really have the intent of, I want you to do this. It does not make me feel good for you to invest time and me and you, and then you're not doing well. So I think now it's just like other people, we have students that, you know, talk about the training. We don't even love it when we tell, like, don't like say this, they say no. Honest opinion. Tell people what you liked, what you didn't like, what you would have wanted more or less, and we're always adjusting that as well. But
that's good.
You know, maybe tell us more, because I think we didn't specifically talk about, but like, what do you do? Like, what is the exact thing that you do when you go to work?
Day to day?
Yeah, what's the day to day? Like, what is your specialty?
So day to day, you know, throughout the week I do multiple different things. Tattooing is still the bulk of what we do. So I come in here, Lance and I come to work together typically on a regular day now. Sometimes he makes me breakfast. Sometimes
Okay, see?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good team building.
Yes.
But yeah, we've transitioned from our own studio space now into a co-working space, and it's been an adjustment. We love it too. There's much more people around us, so I feel like we've been able to connect a lot more with people that are in the industry. And besides coming in and making my clients like look good, feel good, I feel like I think I just like love educating with anything that I do. I feel like if I can give some power back to people with whatever that is, that's great. And then social media is a big part of what we do.
Yeah.
And we also still have a bit of a love-hate relationship with it as well. But we've also learned that this is the medium that has allowed us to grow. We just have to, again, figure out a system that works for us. And then laser, why don't you talk about laser?
Well, do you do mostly brows then? Like that's like your specialty.
Kind of
Yes,
now,
yeah.
but my time now is like pretty split between brows and our new business, which
Okay.
is the laser aesthetics world.
Yeah.
And why don't you talk a little bit about
Yeah,
that?
so we acquired this laser about a year and a half ago. It's a PicoSure Pro by Sonosure. And the main objective behind it before is to remove bad pigment. So through eyebrows or just body art. But then...
But yeah, it was because the pigments were turning bad. And then as I was touching up people, I'm like, guys, like I just really don't think if I do this for 2-3 more years, no one's brows are gonna look
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So we actually had to look at a different option and pivoted and invested in the technology. And we're
But that was the main purpose.
Yeah.
main purpose.
Okay.
But now we've expanded into skin fitness.
skin rejuvenation, then yeah, we like to call it skin fitness, just like a different approach to it and more of a non-medical approach because obviously we're not doctors, right? But we do have a lot of knowledge when it comes to skin and pigment specifically. So it felt like the next step that was necessary in our journey. And like we've been having a lot of laughs,
Yeah.
a lot of tears,
Cheers.
a drink here and there.
Yeah. So it's been, we've had
I
a
love
new
getting
huge
lasers.
part.
Sorry to interject, but I love it. I feel like there's skin tightening. There's everything. I
No,
love
and
it.
everyone has like a certain glow, which I see it in your
Yeah,
skin
yeah,
too.
beautiful skin.
Like,
you.
there's
Well,
just
I guess
that-
I feel left out now.
Yeah,
Like everyone's like, oh, Derek over there, he didn't get lasered,
Lance
so.
is your guy,
know.
right? That's good.
So when you're back, Lance
Yeah.
is gonna be our
Fired up,
guy.
yeah,
But
exactly.
like, as we age, we want to age gracefully. I'm in
Yeah.
beauty, so I know I always love this stuff, but I want to make sure it's done in a way where it's sustainable, it's healthy
Yeah.
for us, and we're not being tied down to like so many things that we want to do to ourselves. But if we can just improve our skin,
Totally.
so we're having a lot of fun in that side of things right now.
That's
And
awesome.
I've always loved laser as well. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Ha-
Well, I was going to say too, and Lance, because you're doing the laser, but you're also doing, like your specialty, I believe, was in the hair kind of space too. So yeah.
originally, it was scalp micropigmentation.
Yeah.
So creating the illusion of a buzz cut for anyone that was thinning up top.
Yeah.
So
And he has it too.
yeah, I actually have some up in here too. So as much
Like
as she,
I can't tell. Like I honestly,
Yeah.
like I actually
I
can't
know.
tell.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's like I
That's
always say,
crazy.
I like stressed it out and I gave it back.
exactly.
No, that's good.
But I always,
That's awesome.
I blame the hair products of like the '90s, like Dippity Doo. I don't know if you're familiar with
Oh,
that
yeah.
I don't
product.
remember that
but
one.
Stiffens
Whatever
up your
color
hair.
they put in there,
Oh,
probably just
jeez.
disintegrate.
Or like the
Mm.
box dyes that I'm like, I even went that route when I was like, and I regretted it for sure the moment I did.
Oh man, yeah, I remember Dippity Doo.
Don't remember
But
that one.
besides that, like you're all the back end. Like I think no one knows. Like you make me look easy. People are like, how do you do all of this? I don't do all of this.
Mm-hmm.
You are my video person. You do all the editing, all the
Mm.
online. So I think a lot of the back end people don't get to see where we get overwhelmed most.
Yeah.
I think is the back end.
Yeah.
As we know
Yes.
too.
And then currently we're in tax season, right? So you know how that story goes too.
Oh,
Feels
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Feels real good.
It's
Yeah.
gonna have a
Yeah, I know. Yes. Where did you get those? That's why they moved to a co-working
I have
space.
a story about that after the podcast. It's kind of funny.
But
But
we'd be like, no, Jared. Well, you need to subscribe and become.
Maybe
we
that's-
don't even
yeah.
have like a private subscription.
No.
We need to. This is where the
Oh,
private
man.
subscription comes in, so you get all the juicy details.
all the juicy details. That's amazing. Okay, yeah. So one really, I think a question that a lot of people who would be watching this podcast, a lot of business owners would ask is, how did you get clients when you first started, and then how are you getting them now, and what does that look like?
I think it was first movers opportunity for you, right? When
Yeah, for sure. When I was doing brows at the beginning, literally I could count on my hands how many people were doing it. So I definitely, it was the season. It was an up season for everyone.
Yeah.
But I was always good at telling people, let's say if I knew I was going to do something. I think I was on a makeup job. I was out in Toronto. I didn't even take my course yet.
Yeah.
But there were ladies that were talking about it and I was doing their makeup. I'm like, hey, like I'm going to be doing this thing. So I think I've always learned to talk about things with confidence.
Right.
I think even before you even do it, I think if you
Yeah.
believe in it and you know it, I think you really have to learn how to talk about what you do with confidence and with excitement.
Yeah.
So I don't know, got very lucky through all my makeup clients just really trusted me. So I got my first rush, I would say, from there. There were definitely lull periods and I realized, oh, you can't just like rely on that. But
Yeah.
word of mouth was my key thing. Even to this day now, I think through what we do, word of mouth has still been the number one.
yeah, because Instagram was still in its infancy. I think like 2016.
Yeah,
it was.
14 was when I
14,
started. I
16.
think I maybe like roughly 400 followers. So we didn't need much back then. Now
Yeah.
I feel like it's a little bit more overwhelming, and I
Yeah.
kind of grew with Instagram at that point.
Yep.
But then it did hit a plateau, you know, not so much a plateau, I think, as more people were coming in. I think that's when you really had to show a bit more of yourself, and a brand started to evolve out of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And a brand is more of a feeling, because at the beginning, I don't think there wasn't the graphics and all of that. I think we sometimes get it mixed up, but it is a feeling you give people. And even as simple as things like when someone would come from someone else, like, oh, they never gave me aftercare. It's like, whoa, you're spending a lot of time shaping.
Yeah.
I got like 2 minutes of that. So I think
Yeah.
as I heard, I'm like, oh, it is me not caring about wasting time.
Yep.
If you were here, I wanted to take my time with you.
Yeah.
That was kind of what got me really busy as an artist. And then education, I did get a little bit of backlash because I was really young when I started educating. 28,
No, even before that.
27.
If
I
you're
think.
doing online
Seven.
courses?
No, that was in person first.
Oh, in
Yeah.
person, okay.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to tattooing, it was still the traditional mindset where it's like you gotta
Pay your dues.
pay your dues before you learn this craft. So
Yeah.
in a traditional tattoo setting, it's like you gotta mop the floor, do all the grunt work,
Yeah.
and they were trying to like it was still translating to the cosmetic tattoo scene,
Yeah.
but we're like, screw this, right? People don't have time anymore to put in this
Like,
kind of
if
effort.
you need to
Yeah.
learn it,
Yeah.
there's a gap and we have an opportunity.
Yeah.
Why not? So I think that's actually, you asked me why I didn't continue with it that straight year. I'm like, I think I got a little nervous because I didn't have the confidence to kind of keep pushing for that.
Yeah.
Kept educating more privately, and then 2020 when everything stopped, we got a little bit nervous because 80% of my students were US based. So no one could come through the borders. I'm like,
Right.
what do we do? I hope they don't ask for refunds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's when we pivoted online, and I think through that, more eyes were able to see.
Yeah.
I was able to reach people I would have never been able to
Right.
reach. Like we had someone come from the French Polynesian Islands just
Yeah.
because they took our online program, and
Yeah.
then they came and they found this little place called Calgary that they'd never heard of before, and
I
they
know.
came here. So I think, yeah, like just all those things allowed me to showcase my skill and
Yeah.
who I was as a person and educator.
Yeah.
And now, we're back into this realm of doing this, and you're helping us, again, get a little bit more reach to people that I don't feel like would maybe naturally,
Yeah,
watch us
100%.
too.
Yeah.
So I think now it's just, like, relationships is important. The right kind of collaborations and choosing the right kind of collaborations is going to keep us on this trajectory as well.
Yeah, no, it's 100%. And that's such a big thing too, is just being able to pivot fast like that. And, the fact that you guys did that is amazing, because a lot of people, I
That's
find
probably
nowadays,
the biggest thing we've learned.
they will double down. And we did that too
We've
for a little
doubled
bit.
down.
We doubled down and then doubled down and then doubled down one more time.
Yeah, we did too. And then we're like,
We're like, baby, if we just do this.
crashing and burning.
Crashing and burn. And I was talking to, I have a little mentor group of younger guys, and I was telling them, I'm like, you guys, you can start things and try things, and if it fails, it doesn't mean you're a failure. You just need to try more things, because the world is like accelerating so fast now, and people don't understand. Like you said, instead of going like the traditional way of, you got to start at the
Yeah,
bottom and
yeah,
you got to
no.
do this, and all these rules and all these things, it's like kind of like no rules anymore. It's
Yeah.
nobody knows what's going on. You have to do whatever you have to do to make it
Exactly.
work, and who knows what that'll look like, right? So yeah.
Do you travel a lot as well, Lance, for like hair and tattoo and whatever else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you travel together? Like,
Always
because I know
travel-
you've
yeah.
gone to
Perfect.
Germany
Yeah.
and like
Yeah,
Macau,
we were
right?
connected
Like,
at the hip for a long time.
Yeah, but he was actually what you're really good at is like he builds all my presentations.
Yeah.
And like because he has that artistic eye, like definitely like we've been a team traveling and doing presentations and doing that. So yeah, we are kind of joined at the hip, but we're in also a season where we're needing to find a little bit of independency for each other as well. Because it was like
'cause-
too much altogether
Yeah.
for a
Well,
little while.
I had this thing where it's like, we like to outsource, and that's definitely what we were doing in the beginning of our career. But then it was too many back and forth, right? And
Yeah.
now we're in a information age where anyone can pretty much learn anything on YouTube, right? So I
Yeah.
took that upon myself during the COVID times.
Yeah.
Learn how to pick up that video camera, how to do that video editing,
Yeah.
just to save a little bit of money at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
So that was always my objective, and especially like we're very specific when it comes to a finished product.
Yeah.
So instead of us getting maybe upset or just losing patience, I'm like, let's alleviate this problem, right? So I'll take
Yeah.
that upon myself. You can yell at me a little, right?
But no, it was great. Like we did learn everything. So now we're just realizing like, yeah, if we want to learn something, everything's accessible at your fingertips.
Yes.
But we're realizing we got to work a little smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as
Which
well.
which is a great segue because we always ask everybody, how is AI impacting your business, or how are you using it, or what's your kind of favorite takeaways?
You can poke at me and tell them how resistant I was at the beginning.
When like chat first came onto the scene, I was like, wow, this is a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, don't need a receptionist now. Emails are
Yeah.
taken care of.
Yeah.
So I was highlighting all the benefits to her, but obviously it's like, what is this, right? I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm already bad with computers, and now I have to learn how to work with an AI.
That's
So
right.
she was very resistant in the beginning.
Because I was watching him do it,
Yeah.
and like I saw how it kind of alleviated some of
Yeah.
like his workload and pressure. And I think what I was fighting at that time was TikTok got so big, everything, all these other modalities were getting big, and I was freaking out on the inside. I'm like, how am I going to keep up with this?
Right.
Well, that's it, right?
Right?
It's like another thing.
Another thing
Yeah.
I
It's
have
just-
to learn.
Yeah.
And all these platforms eventually, it's just how it is. It'll just adjust to the next thing. But now I'm feeling with AI, like if it just gets things done. If
Yeah.
you learn how to prompt it, talk to it, and learn that aspect of it,
Yeah.
really I feel like I'm getting control back into it. It's like your own personal assistant. We
Yeah.
just finished building a little platform specific for, let's say, our laser side. So when we do onboard people,
Yeah.
it's going to be much quicker. The memory's way better than us. It has a memory
Yeah.
of boundless versus we're so limited to what we can recall in the moment.
Yeah.
So it's just helping me with like storing my knowledge in one place. When you're frustrated, writing an email. Talk
Just
to
does
it.
it, right?
So
Yeah.
like take all the angry
Take your
tone out of this email.
But then
please.
you're getting a release at the same time. It's
Yeah.
helping you edit. So like we don't still feel like we're using at max potential, but we realize like how much further it can go.
Yeah.
But get on it. Anyone that hasn't, like this is our reality no matter how we feel
Yeah.
about it. So get to know it. It's a friend,
Yeah.
not a
good
enemy.
way
Yeah,
of putting it.
Yeah, 100%. No, I'm the same way. I was diving into it like as soon as you could possibly get your hands on AI tools. I had it through some other software before, like ChatGPT, and I was loving it. It was amazing, and it was kind of cool because nobody else really had it yet, and I was like, "This is amazing." But I deep dived into it a little bit further, and like, are you guys using it for like the automatic like Google review answers, or like the call in and it has the AI like receptionist and books appointments?
Not
Or
yet.
anything
So
like
I know we
Yeah, I was
toyed
like-
around with
Yeah,
it.
because we use a lot of third-party apps, and not
Yeah.
all of them integrate like as
Yeah.
seamlessly as you want them to the system. So not that much in depth, but as far as because each client is unique too, right? We deal
Yeah.
with a lot of alopecia clients, patients
Yeah.
that have clients that have cancer as well.
Yeah.
So I don't want to rely on chat too much for like those moments
Yeah.
of conversation, but for like very generic, yes, then I would definitely be more geared towards that.
Okay, gotcha. No, that's awesome.
Because sometimes and it's just been copy and pasted,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
kind of the issue I think a lot of people are facing. Like, is it you talking to me now? Like,
Yeah.
I want to still know it's
Yeah,
like a
you
person,
want to
right?
you want to say you want to disclose. Hey, this is our AI receptionist.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, some people aren't like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Just like, hey, we're just gonna help you get an appointment booked and call you back or whatever it is, right? No, for sure. I know I'm taking all the questions. Do you
No,
want to ask?
that's okay.
Okay. It was
You
just
can ask this one. I'll ask the last one.
yeah. It was okay. What opportunities are you seeing at the moment in this space, in the beauty space, and then what are the opportunities coming up? Like I know you've got the laser. Is there anything new that's coming out that you're excited about? Yeah.
Well, we were supposed to go to a Pilates class,
I know.
right?
Whose fault was that?
That's my fault. That's my fault.
I was
but-
kind of happy because it was like really late at night. I was
It
like,
was
man, I want to
later.
drive home.
See, same thing. I was like, Derek.
She convinced me.
We're
I'm
going
like,
to
okay.
Calgary.
I'm like, all right.
He's a good sport.
I see if it's in the beauty space, I really see everyone going more natural with everything. The wellness part of it is huge, and I think that's because of Alberta and even in Calgary, we're a very wellness-based city. I see that trickling into everything that we do, and we already hear it, even with people not wanting to take time off. Don't have that flexibility. A lot of people were forced back to the office, right? So I think in the beauty space, people are still looking for something to make them look good, feel good, but in a natural way again.
Right.
In a natural way where, you know, you can just get up and go. And I feel like people are not into beauty procedures that you have to hide away for days and you can't go see the sun. That's not our lifestyle here. So even the laser, we took so long to decide which one to choose because it has only 24 hours. You're back to normal. You can work out. You can go live your life. You don't have to hide away. Brows, a little bit of commitment. That will never change. You still have to wait 2 weeks for it to heal
But
before
I
you
don't,
live your
even
life.
for me though, it's not crazy. Like someone would have to really know me well to be like, oh, you had your eyebrows done. Like they wouldn't have any idea. Like it still looks very natural, even in the healing process. I found that.
And like freedom. I think people want freedom. People aren't looking to do more appointments to get tied down to appointments. They're looking to do things like the brows so I can be free for summer. I'm a mom, I can wake up and go. They still want to do skincare, but they don't want to buy like 10 different products, retinol and all of that. They want to find something that really works and you're improving the skin health and you're not band-aiding. So I think people are realizing maybe Botox was, like, I still love my Botox for when I do conventions and travel, but even for myself, I've let that go a little bit. Because I'm just like, no, I just want to feel free no matter what I invest in now. And I think people are realizing there is a limitation to your resources, especially in this type of tight economy. They're still spending, but they want to choose and be picky with who they spend with. So I think, the wellness, the natural part of it, that's all going to trail into beauty, which is kind of my star thing. Like for a moment when things were getting really bold and dramatic, I'm like, this is just not my market right now.
Well, it went mob wives for a bit, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it corrected back to, what is it called? Clean girl?
Yeah,
boy?
clean girl. But even
Oh,
like,
I thought we were still going hard on the mob wives with it.
is Pilates a big thing in Edmonton just yet? Have there been new studios?
I just have always done Pilates, like because I like the stretch flex because I'm not flexible at all, so I like the exercise and the stretch. But I don't know, maybe it is come back like now that there's more
crazy.
Pilates
I don't know.
studios. But
Yeah.
I've just always liked it, so I don't know when the group.
I say like
I
the
feel
last
like
2-3
it was
years.
there, and then it kind of dialed back with COVID and everything. And in general, I don't know. I feel like Edmonton is a tougher market. Like, I mean, even like Dunkin' Donuts didn't survive. Well, in Canada in general. I feel like, what was the other one? Panda
Was it?
Express or whatever. Like all these things.
Oh,
you know,
we finally
Target.
got a Krispy Kreme and we're holding
Yeah, it's
on
like
to that one.
Krispy Kreme member was
We
here.
support
anyway.
it.
I'm like, come on.
We're like
guys.
Calgary.
Yes.
No,
I'm not
Calgary.
sure.
No, yours went
guys-
away.
Yeah, you did not put your talent.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're like, we won't let
I
this
feel
happen.
like
Just
they-
like Calgary, let it go. It's all we have.
I feel like they committed this time though. They had the full, Donut River and everything. I think they're all in. I think they're staying. So it's
Yeah.
good. But,
I feel like Edmonton, they're more foodies, anyways.
yeah, for sure. Okay, rapid fire. Here we
Is
go.
it rapid? Because I
It's
feel
rapid
like
fire.
that question kind of got answered.
Yeah,
Right. What's
we're
new
right
in
into
beauty?
rapid fire.
All right. Should we check on the kids first and then come back? I told them 15 minutes.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, you guys have
Well,
No worries, no worries.
And if you want to grab a napkin, that'd be great.
Oh, babe, can you grab a paper towel from there?
Currently, with your business, like, are you guys really going like hard pressed with AI and like integrating as much?
Well,
as you
that's
possibly
kind of
can?
what we're doing with the podcast. And so Derek can talk to you more about that. Because he gets so tech focused, and especially like with recording and producing, like he's always been just like a tech kind of guy. Oh, thank you so
Oh,
much.
sorry.
And so he's found like some different tools that, I don't know, Derek, they're asking about your AI tools.
Oh yeah. So
We're just doing affiliates too, like that can help
That's
your
what I said.
business,
I'm
and
like-
it's been crazy, like what some of these things can do for you, and it's all in one. So the Google reviews, the automatic emails, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just sell it.
get
I
to
don't-
we'll talk more
Yeah.
about
We'll talk
all
more.
that.
We'll definitely. I want to talk about that because I'm sure you're in the same spot as us, where you're spending like, all of a sudden it's like, we're
Well,
spending
and I'm-
$1,500 a month on subscriptions. Like, what are we getting?
Well,
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
We're just at that point. Okay, what are we?
Yeah,
what,
it's so
what do
many.
we have right now?
It was-
Just
And
have
you're
to-
trying
It was
to join them all
insane.
together. It's
Yeah.
like,
And
oh
then
my
like
gosh.
especially like our email platform, and I don't want to dunk on them too much because it was good when it was
They're
good.
very impressive, high level, but
Yeah. But as soon as you have like a certain amount of subscribers, it's like, oh, another 100, 200.
Yeah.
Like they just
Even with Zoom, we're like, how is this so expensive right now?
Yeah, because my
Zoom,
biggest
like-
thing with Zoom is just the quality. At the end of the day, when you want to go to 1080p, then it's like, okay, now it's $400 a month. I'm
Oh,
just
really?
like, what?
See, I've been
and it's
using
just like
Google Meet
another.
just
Ugh.
because it's like,
But he wants a high quality. If you
Oh, yeah,
it's like
that's
to-
true.
Yeah, that's for our
present
webinar,
our
especially.
webinars,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
For sure,
I'm like,
100%.
I wish it was just body tattooing sometimes because
Yeah.
like can't really see too much what's going on when you're tattooing
well,
your brow.
that's true.
plus all the talk notes that they do after is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Okay, rapid fire, and then we'll, yeah, I'd like to.
Okay.
Oh,
What's your favorite coffee shop in Calgary?
Favorite coffee
Oh, you can
shop?
answer that one. Which one?
I wanted to know. I'm like, where
Yeah.
do you go?
Well, DeVille.
DeVille, yeah.
Yes,
I like
okay.
DeVille. I love
That's
DeVille.
It. Yeah, 100%.
So DeVille,
Okay.
actually, when I was in university, we were a student group building their POS system,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
for their first location, I think it was the
Crazy.
one on Stephen
I didn't know
Ave.
that.
And then that was like our project of the year, and then now it's like they're everywhere.
The
They
Nut- the
finally came to
Nutella-
Edmonton.
Nutella latte.
Yes, the new that's what I order as well.
I do it half sweet and it's amazing. But
Me too.
here's the thing.
These
I
are supposed
need
to be
know-
rapid fire,
I know.
Derek K. Fun.
But I need to know, Kate, we stay a lot of times down at the Marriott, like the Dorian, whatever, that downtown.
Yes, yeah.
When I go on maps, there's a DeVille right there, and I cannot find it.
It's taunting
It says
you.
it's within 150
It's the one we
meters.
drive by. The one.
I literally I've walked around the block. I've gone on the plus 15. It's like escapes me.
Well, you have the artist. He'll keep
Yeah.
you a nice,
And then I
nice
asked
little
them-
map with
I
little
asked the people
footprints.
at the Marriott, I'm like, where's, oh yeah, you just go here and then you turn right and then turn left. I'm like, okay.
So
And
DeVille, yay.
I have tried 4 times.
One
I'm
thing
like,
in common.
Going nuts.
We love it.
Anyways,
So good.
okay.
Favorite restaurant in Calgary?
Go for that one.
Oh, jeez.
If it's pho, like
Oh, okay, yeah.
if it's pho, it's
well,
Moto.
well, that's you though. That's you.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no.
good. No, yeah,
Yeah.
good, yeah.
But
great.
wow, for myself, the go-to here.
MODO, just so you know.
M-O-
I'll say
TTO.
I'll say
MOTT.
teapot. It's just Chinese food, dim sum.
I
It's
love
always
dim sum.
a good one for me.
Teapot?
Yeah,
Okay, I
teapot.
got it. You got
That's
it.
on the way
I got it
out,
soon.
so you,
Okay.
you
I
guys
actually
know
love
that.
dim sum. My mom would take us when we were little kids, and I love it, and I eat everything.
And like real
Like,
dim sum.
Real dim
Real
sum.
dim
Because
sum.
we
I-
went to Real Dim Sum in Vancouver with like people who
Well,
were.
because our factory's in Vancouver, and
Yeah.
they take us to the most
And
Have you tried chicken
incredible
feet?
places.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, no, because
You-
I grew up on
really?
chicken feet. I
Oh,
know.
what?
Yes.
Even
She
he,
loves it.
he
I can't
can't
do it
do
still. I
it.
still
He
can't
can't
do
do
it.
it.
I don't know. I've always been brave
You
with
can
food.
do chicken feet.
I actually like chicken feet.
I only get
though.
to eat it when I'm with my sisters or like with my mom or something like that.
Well,
like,
call me over.
Oh.
I know it's weird, but it's like, what's that white girl doing? The coolest place you've traveled to?
I would say, as an experience, probably Portugal. I really love.
You can have different answers.
Yeah, for myself, because we both had like deja vu at the same time in moments we were on that trip in places. So
Yeah.
I felt like yeah, we had some moments like that. But I loved it. Portugal. I'm born in Macau, so old Macau has all of, like the Portuguese influence.
Oh, okay.
So it was cool to see when I got to Lisbon. Like I'm like, oh my god, it looks just like this part of where I grew up.
Crazy.
Wow.
But I loved that. Yeah.
Crazy.
Where's yours?
Well, Amsterdam, I enjoyed a lot, but no, still that's not my top. No, I loved Hong Kong actually.
Yeah.
Just the bustle of Hong Kong and just seeing like bamboo scaffolds. Like where else are
Yeah.
you gonna see that in the world but Hong
Yeah.
Kong?
it's still like that.
Yeah, and it's still like that to this day. It's crazy, but yeah, just the food is stellar there.
That's awesome.
Hoy, this is a question for you. Or yes, you can both answer. What's the best beauty product like that you swear by?
That I can't live without.
Could be makeup, could be skincare.
Laser.
No, that's
There you go, laser.
That's what it is.
It replaces all the
Yeah,
other
that's
ones.
awesome.
okay. It's
That's
genuine.
awesome.
I like that. What celebrity would you want to do eyebrows for?
Ooh.
And hair for you.
Oh,
Okay, so there we
hair.
go. I think I just got one for you.
I'm gonna say Jude Law.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, that's a good
I just saw him.
Jude Law.
And you're like, Jude Law, I can help you out, bro.
Yeah.
Because I just saw him in an interview, and he's like, "I'm hanging on to this for like it's dear life, right?"
yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, I got you, buddy."
Okay, we're gonna hashtag Jude Law. We have a guy for you.
He's coming on.
Yeah.
He's coming over.
I'll flip that question because I feel
No,
like
I don't think you're allowed to.
I'm gonna change it. Because I'd say who I wouldn't tattoo, even if she really wanted it, would be Pamela Anderson. Even though I desperately
really?
would want to do her brows, but I wouldn't touch it because that is just her.
She's built a
So,
brand.
Yeah,
on the
she's built a
pencil
brand
eyebrow.
on that. That
that's a
is
good
her.
one.
I would want to so bad. But at the same time, like
Wow.
she stepped into her own, even makeup free. I'm like,
Yeah,
isn't that what
yeah.
we do all these things for?
Mm-hmm.
Is so
Yeah.
you can feel so good in yourself that you
Yeah.
just go and do your life.
Yeah,
I'm like,
totally.
but if you don't need that, I feel like you don't necessarily have to take that step. But
Hmm.
Yeah.
be her. I really wanted to, and then I'm just like, no, this is just
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I
No,
couldn't
that's-
see her any other way.
That's
That's a
great.
great
Good one.
answer. Last one. Who would you like to see on our podcast? Is there anyone that you're like would be interested in?
Oh yes, I would like to see.
Have you
Jude
brought
Law?
Aurora onto your
Yeah,
podcast?
have you brought Aurora?
And her
We
husband?
haven't.
She
We're gonna have
says
to-
no.
We're gonna-
She's like, no, she not. And I've asked her
We-
many times, and I was like,
We always push. We're like, you need to do this. You need to
Oh,
do that.
yeah.
You need to do this. And she's
Especially
like,
him.
oh yeah, okay. And then she needs like that push, like
Yeah,
off the cliff.
but maybe
let's
she
go.
would feel comfortable if it's just like the three of
Yeah.
us.
Or if we do it
Maybe.
like it's like a trick. We don't tell her.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're like,
yeah, it's a
"Yeah,
trick.
I wanna sit
here's
down
your
and chat."
microphone. Or just have it
No,
like
hidden
hiding
mic when it's-
behind.
yeah.
Yeah.
She does get nervous. She does
Yeah.
get nervous for things like
I've
this.
asked her, but
But like she, it's like women like that do so many great things.
Yeah.
But again, it's just like, like you got to talk about it
Yeah.
a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I have a good plug for her. I've been getting my hair cut from her for I don't even know forever.
Yeah.
And so, but it's a bit of a commute, right? Like it's a 2.5 hour round trip to
Are
get
you
that
guys
done.
not around in that area?
No,
Or-
we're
You're on
like
the other
we're
side of the
opposite
city.
side of the city, so
Ah.
it's like it's a bit of a thing. So I'm like, you know what? Or I'm like, I have to switch it up a little bit. I got to go to these local spots, right? And so I went, and I think I got about 4 or 5 haircuts, and it was like, okay, I cannot do this anymore because one thing that kept happening is the barber. Every time I'd go to someone, they'd like as soon as they cut my hair twice, I'm like, okay, I got somebody. They would leave. They'd quit. They moved. One guy moved to Spain. He'd been there for like 4 years. I'm like, okay, I'm wrecking this
sign.
business. All their people are leaving. So I'm
like
like,
4
okay.
people.
So and Sheena's like,
They're like,
yeah,
"George Eric."
Sheena's like, every time I'd come back, I'm like, it looks pretty good. She's like, it doesn't look that good. I'm like, well, it looks pretty good. She's like, you're going to Aurora. And I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm like, so now I just bit the ball. I'm back. And it is so much better.
But isn't that case, even
my
tying
gosh.
that all back to it, like as a service provider, even
Yeah.
though she's, not crazy out there, like if she provides you a good service,
Yeah.
like you're going to circle back no matter how you try other
Yeah.
things. You
Yeah.
kind of circle back and you're like, no.
Yeah.
This
It's worth the drive.
It's worth the
Yeah.
time. It's worth
It
the
is.
drive,
Yeah.
You look beautiful,
Yeah.
Amanda.
Yeah,
Like,
our
I gotta-
beautiful husband. Our beautiful husband.
I got to be
Well,
on a
dicey.
podcast with this hair. It's gonna look good.
Now people are gonna go back in the other podcast and be like, oh yeah, that definitely
I was.
wasn't Aurora.
The last one,
I'm like, that one.
the last one, it was getting a little shaggy too because I'm like, I couldn't get. I had to go
Good
back. I
job. You
couldn't do
did
it.
your
but-
first one.
Anyways, it's all
Yeah.
good.
So how can people reach you? How can they? Sorry, I'll finish that. I'll try that
Yeah.
again. So how can people reach you? Do you have a website, Instagram, or what's the best way for them to contact you?
Well, you can always reach us at Instagram at Hoy Tattoo. You can DM us, you can engage with us, you can follow us on our websites to know what we're doing at www.hoytattoo.com. And most recently,
www.hoyskins.ca. That's the other one.
And Hoy is HOI.
Yeah.
If you're
Yes.
listening.
And skins is SKYNS.
yeah, but you guys can follow us on social, and regardless if you're online, offline, in person, we'd love to just connect with all of you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, thank
like
you.
we talked about,
Oh, yeah,
just
go
in
ahead.
case you get a flood of people now. Promise.
I talked about this on the
She-
drive.
Sheena's like, you have to take me in for a meeting or an appointment whenever I want. The Hoy's got to keep me as, priority. If it gets all booked
Don't
up.
worry, you VIP.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh,
Now
good.
we can release this podcast.
Yeah, that would be-
If you liked the North Kinder Media podcast, please follow, subscribe, leave your comments, because these are such wonderful people, and I'm sure you have other questions that you could ask them. And for North Kinder Media, we have all the AI tools that you need on northkindermedia.com. Google reviews, we make it easy for you. So head on over there and follow us on Instagram at North Kinder. Thanks so much for watching. I should have let you do the outro. That's okay.
That's good.
Yeah, thanks for making this easy.
Yeah, that was good.
Lance, you're a natural. Seriously.
Oh, no.
No, you were. When you see our other podcast with a nervous husband, you'll be like, oh yeah, I crushed it.
Was he nervous? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is
So
he
cute.
in business with her as well?
Yeah.
Donut
We have-
shop.
Yeah. And
What
they're
shop?
crushing